Well, apparently I've been blocked from sharing on Facebook again.
How's that?
I can't go live on Facebook. I don't know what's going on. It says I'm blocked. Failed to post Facebook. Here's what you have been temporarily blocked from performing this action. So I'm not sure what's going on. But hey, we're on YouTube and Twitter. Maybe you can take my YouTube and share it in a few groups, share it in the lounge, share it in my group, and we'll kind of go from there. Hey, everybody, this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and you're catching us live on right now. I have no idea what. Something happened. I was sharing the show, and then all of a sudden it blocked me. So somebody probably just reported me for spamming again. Oh my goodness. It just, crap just pisses me off. There's nothing I can do about it at the moment. We'll just kind of go where we're at from now and then try and figure it out later. I'll try and figure out why I can't go live and see if Facebook sent me something. I know it locked my account, but I got it. I thought I unlocked it.
What a drama, man.
Hey.
What a bunch of drama, man. It's terrible.
Yeah, no. Actually, hold on. I think Facebook locked my account. Wow.
Why would they have done that?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out now. I think at least one of my accounts has been locked. Let me see. I think Facebook was hacked. So I don't know what's going on, but let's talk a little bit. Have you been able to share it out on Facebook? I'm kind of waiting until you can get it.
I'm trying to get to the link here on YouTube.
Say again?
I'm in YouTube right now. I'm trying to get the link here.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me look up here. I got to figure out the best way to do it here. Why don't you back me out for a minute?
Okay. No problem. Yeah. Just try and share it around while we're trying to get this figured out. Hey, Facebook has something happened in Facebook where I cannot share on Facebook. I'm not sure. I think it's one of them things where they thought my account might have gotten hacked. So in one side, I'm getting that my account is locked, but in another side, I'm not. So I'm not completely sure. If somebody could take the YouTube and share it in Facebook, we just got to go that way right now. I don't see any other way for me to get in. I'm going to try something here real quick. Hey, things happen, right? Technical difficulty stuff happens. It looks like that's cleared. So let me go back here and see if I can get a Facebook back up. Let's see. Let's try this. I'll try it. No, we'll do that one. No. Okay. Try that one. So what I'm trying to do, no, it's still got me blocked. Yeah, it's still got me blocked. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to share on Facebook until I can figure out what's going on. So we'll just go from there, man. You guys hear me come on Twitter, come on Facebook, come on YouTube, let people know. Tell them I'm going to group. Tell them they got to go to YouTube today. We're going to talk some hockey. We'll talk as long as we'll talk for about an hour. Maybe then afterwards I'll try and get this thing fixed for tomorrow's show. VDAR says, holy Spencer Knight. The guy saved 21 of 22 in the first period. And holy Pittsburgh Penguins, my boys have 37 shots and not even halfway through the third period. We had 21 shots in the second period. Yeah, this has been a good game. The Islanders are hanging on. It was the last I looked, it was 2-1 Pittsburgh. I don't know if that's changed. It was late in the third. The other good game is that Toronto-Montreal game, man.
That's a great game. I'm watching that.
Oh, yeah, that one. Like, I've been switching between them. No, it's 2-2. So the Islanders tied this back up. It's 2-2 with nine and a half to go in the third. And I want to go back to that other game.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go.
Okay, everybody's bummed out that the Blues lost. We get it. It's over. No big deal. But that should not stop you from enjoying the rest of these games. If anything, it should open you up where you can be a fan of anybody you want. You can hate anybody you want, you know?
Yep,
So
yep, yep.
I just hope people are sticking with it, checking out the games. There's some good
Oh,
games.
yeah.
You know,
Absolutely,
hey,
man.
I'm sorry the Blues didn't have it. We get it. But you know what? Let's move on, man. Let's watch some games.
Yep. Hey, man, so if you guys can share this, take to YouTube. That's the easiest way to do it.
I just did.
Okay, share it in some groups, and we'll try and get some people on here and talk to them and see what they say.
I just put in
if they show up, they do. If they don't, they don't. You know, we got some good hockey to talk about. Guido's here. This is Ashley, and she's going to switch to YouTube, so we'll see her on YouTube here in a second.
Cool.
Yeah. So hey, something interesting. Yeah, Ashley. So Ashley, this is what happened. Somehow my account thinks that it has been locked or hacked or locked. And because of that, and I know what happened, I changed the password and didn't change it here. So it tried to go in with an old password and it locked my account. I'll get it fixed. By tomorrow, it'll be fixed. Well, today we'll just work with it. We'll roll with the punches. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Here's the good thing. I'm going to put this on, what do you call it?
Spotify.
It's going to be on our Anchor. You know, it's going to get all on. I think the only major one I'm not on yet, which surprises me, I'm not on Apple yet, right? But I'm on the other 6 of them, right?
It takes a few days for them to do all that coding.
But it's been a week.
Yeah, I know.
Been a week.
Well, so.
Right. So, hey, you know, and the other thing, E says, sorry, I'm all Blues. Well, you know what, E? I get that. But in order to enjoy the game of hockey, you need to know about the other teams, right? And this is something that I've learned by watching Toronto. And you know what? I get asked on other podcasts, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm on another podcast, I just can't know the Blues. I got to know their team too, right? So it's good to get up. You know, Wendy, you know, I don't like the Blackhawks. I got to know their team, you know, because Wendy, I'll tell you what, Wendy knows the Blackhawks like the back of his hand. Mm-hmm. Right. This guy's got history, got me beat. So I got to study up if we're going to talk about that, man, I got to go. So, hey, this morning I got up and I started and I got in and I started writing and I wrote a nice little article. I thought,
yeah, it was good.
Right.
That was good.
Got home. I went to the doctor. I got new ears today. I took them out because they were, you know, bothering me. When you get new ears, when they adjust them, it makes it kind of hard. They'll hurt your ears a little bit. And I've got tinnitus, so that's even worse, right? So sat down and I was going to finish the media, and I picked up an $80 order on Instacart. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm taking that. I'll be back by noon. Yeah, I got back at 1:15. Right. So I finally sat down, got most of the media. I had one of the Twitters I tried to get out, wouldn't go. So I just linked it, you know, but all in all, it was a look at, so here's what happened.
Yeah. Go through the whole thing because it was kind of a surprise to me when I read it.
Okay. So this morning I get a tweet alert from Lou Coric, and it's from the IIHF. And they're saying, let's see if I can find this tweet real quick. Let me go home and go to the
You're talking again. This is about Vladimir Tarasenko.
Yeah, this is on Tarasenko. So I get this tweet this morning saying that, hold on, I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. Where? Okay, no, that's not it. That's a fine. Where is this tweet? No. No. Oh man, I know it's here. So basically, 3 of the Russian players. Oh, here it is. Right. No, that's Belarus. Man, they all get confusing, right? Oh crap! Why can't I? Oh, okay. Here it is. Finally, I found it. It was 16 hours ago. Dmitry Orlov and Ilya Samsonov of the Capitals and Vladimir Tarasenko of the St. Louis Blues will join Russia hockey at the IIHF Worlds after quarantine. Okay, no big deal. Happens a lot. Happens all the time, right? These guys, they get knocked out and they go over to the Worlds. However, my issue here is, and this is a big issue to me, Tarasenko at the press conference yesterday said he had a groin tear. or he had a groin problem, not a tear. He said he had a groin issue. Okay, I seen that, and I had to think about this for a little bit. Okay, well, all of a sudden now he's going to go to the Worlds. Well, why? So, at first I was writing this in a negative aspect, right? I did. I sat down to write it negative, and while I was writing it negative, it dawned on me how much sense this makes. You talk about an article absolutely changing in the middle of writing an article. I'm going, wait a minute. How many games has he played? Counting the playoffs since the start of the 2019 season, he's played 42 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. 42 games in 2 seasons. October will be 2 years. He's played 42 games. Okay, so a little more hockey isn't a bad thing. It really isn't. And here's the other thing. He showed the Tarasenko of old in the game yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that first goal, that was absolutely Tarasenko-esque. It was beautiful. That long stretch pass from O'Reilly, he breaks out, goes down the right side, hits the circle, and you watch, as soon as he hits the top of the circle, he cuts in. He cuts in, goes right into the slot, looks to his left, and fires to his right. Grubauer had no clue where that puck is.
Mm-hmm.
He was frozen. He was frozen like stone, right? That was a beautiful move. If we could have done more of that, if we could have worked that stretch pass out more, we'd have won that game. I absolutely believe that. Then we get that late power play. It's 3-1, and Tarasenko sets up in the slot on the circle, and kapow!
Yeah.
Kapow! What a beautiful goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, Tarasenko-esque, the snapshot. If you watch it, right? And I put that second goal, the tweet of that second goal. You watch it, you see his wrist. He snaps that quick release. It's there. One of the things that you heard during the season, especially after he came back, was his timing was off. Mm-hmm. He's not up to speed. His timing. He's not getting his timing. So everyone was complaining about him missing the net. I think that had to do with his timing. He's got that quick shot, and if his timing's off and he's either holding it too long or letting it go too quick, he's going to miss the net, right? Mm. Absolutely. So with that being said, I kind of step back and go, okay, more hockey's not a bad thing. And then I'm thinking about the injury itself, and I'm going, well, wait a minute. There's no way he's going to go play unless he got medically cleared, right? Mm-hmm. So while he said he needed rest, the last game, let's say they make it to the final game, is June 6th, okay? The start of the opening season, the start of is set for October 15th, mm-hmm. right? So you have July, all of June, right? You have June, July, August, September. That's at least 4, and really to October, almost 5 months that he has to recover before the season restarts. I'm with this now. I think that he needs the games. He needs the mileage, right? Mm-hmm. He needs to get that. And the only way he's going to get that, I think, is playing in that level. And it's a step down from the NHL, but mm-hmm. it's still a high enough level. And it's not as the physical of a game. It's a little bit faster, right? Because it's a wider rink, right? Actually, no, it's a longer rink. I think it's longer. There's more room behind the net, right? So there's some things like that. Hey, guys, we're going to get to your and Chris Shockley, I said this in the article, the worlds aren't as physical either. He's been sitting 2 off seasons, let him play in condition. And that's exactly, the more I thought about it, I was like, wow. So I went back after you did it. I added a little more, but I thought there were some more questions that popped up. Mm-hmm. Well, after I released the article, I found something out today that I didn't know when I wrote the article. he has changed agents,
Hmm.
right? He was with Mike Liu. He's no longer with Mike. Well, see, I'm not sure if he changed agents within the agency or he changed agencies. Right now, I have seen where they have switched agents with inside an agency. So I'm trying to find that out.
Yeah.
There's some stuff going on here behind the scenes that we don't know yet, and to be honest, it concerns me.
Mhm.
It really does.
Why does it concern you? Why does it concern you?
Well, because changing agents, maybe he got asked to give up his no trade clause, and his agent said it was a good idea, right?
Okay.
Or maybe he said, you know, I want to do an extension, and his agent said, no, let's wait. Right? There's a lot there that we don't know, and it's what we don't know that has me concerned.
Mhm.
If you look at it on the, you know, just with just plain sight, you know, it doesn't grip you as much. It doesn't drag you in. But when you kind of just go, you know, what's going on here? You know, the injury, missing 8 of the last 9 games, you know, something last game of the season showing up, you know, what, you know, that's, you know, I got it, you know. Yes, sir.
Hey, real quick, I know you've been going on here for a little bit. I want to give some updates on these other games. Real quick,
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Florida just tied it up against Tampa Bay. So Florida's down 3-1. They're facing elimination in the second period. It's a battle. It's a really good game. And Florida just snuck one in on Tampa, so they're tied. I know that the other game we had
Boston,
the Penguins and the New York Islanders. They're tied up 2-2.
Yep.
And then the Toronto Montreal is at 2-1. So really all good games tonight. Really great games.
Yeah, really good games. And that's kind of what we're talking about. I know, hey, guys, they want to talk, Ian and them. There's a big game tonight.
Yep.
Big game tonight. This game tonight is a lot bigger than a lot of people realize, right? It's not just the fact that the Knights can clinch tonight or advance tonight. It's that it sets up a huge matchup. Now, something I heard today, somebody said, Robert Morton said, and this is, you don't want to know why I'm worried? Right there. That's why I'm worried. He's positioning for more money or forcing a trade. That's it right there. Plain and simple. Right. So somebody put a tweet out, NHL, you're going to have the best 2 teams in the West meet in the second round. Not a good system. And I said, wait a minute. That's absolutely a good system. And the guy goes, I'd rather have a meet in the conference finals. It almost never happened. I think 1v2 in the 1 through 8, or, you know, the 1 through 8, 1v2 happened 2 or 3 times.
Wow.
And I don't know exact number, but I know it almost never happened.
Mm-hmm.
This system, you're creating that where the best teams are going to meet in the right times. You're getting that matchup, right? They didn't get upset in the first round. You're getting that matchup. If there was 1v8, there's no way that you were going to get that matchup in the third round, right? And there's a good chance that you may not have. One of them could have lost. This way, you got it. I think it's a really good. This is old school playoffs, and I'm sorry, I like the old school playoffs. I really do. I think it. Look at rivalries. Rivalries are made in the playoffs. I've had so many people on my show tell me that. So many people. And you look at what was created now. The Wild and the Knights are creating an amazing rivalry right now. They really are. And then you have the Blues and the Avalanche, which have been in the same division for a while, but really haven't had that feel of a rivalry game. You know, a lot of times you would go into Colorado and there'd be more St. Louis fans than Colorado fans. Well, now that just changed. That rivalry was created because of this. There's no way that rivalry gets created without this playoff system, right? When the Blues go in next year, they're going to be hot. They're going to want to win, right? No, CE, that's not true, because I've been the playoff system's changed probably 7 times since I really started understanding hockey, right? You go back to the 80-81 team. They took the 16 best teams in the league, points, it didn't matter which side you were on, right? They just took the 16 best teams in the league. And then you got seeded 1 through 16, and that's how we played the Rangers in the second round. Right? We ended up with the Rangers in the second round. That was just it was weird the way they did it, but they've changed it. The rivalry that we have with Chicago was absolutely created in the Norris division, right? The rivalry with Detroit, Norris division. We had a rivalry with the North Stars, Norris division. That's kind of gone away. We don't have that Stars rivalry now. Well, it's there a little bit because we've been meeting them in the playoffs. But then we had a big rivalry with Toronto that is now gone. Gone. Nobody knows about it. Gone. We go to Toronto now, and it's like they come here because you don't have the playoffs anymore. Unless you get to the, there.
Finals of the conference or whatever.
Yeah, no, into the Stanley Cup now because they're East. Yeah, yep. So that is what creates. That's why I like this grouping within your division to create divisional rivalries that you play 5 to 6 times a year. Mm-hmm. That's what you're building up, How do you think it would have been different? Shockley remembers it, the Cat versus Cujo.
Do you think it would have been different if they would have said, 1 in the West take on 4 in the East? I guess they couldn't do that with Canada. They couldn't have done that.
Well, right now they can't, right? Ashley Jones says, I remember playing Toronto in the playoffs and hating them. Yeah, they beat us in 1 double overtime in the second round. I mean, there was a lot of there was this rivalry, this connection with Toronto that is gone. And that's important to me, that something like that has disappeared. And it disappeared because of the realignment and all of that stuff. I get it, and it's fine. But to sit there and say that I like it because of the old ways, no, it's not the old ways. I like it because we have a bunch of comments that are pretty juicy. You should read some of them back. Who are you? I was reading a little bit. I was trying to catch up there. Let me catch up with Ian there real quick. Ian and VDMR had something going. Got to be honest, not a fan of Minnesota coaching right now. It's an elimination game, and we decided to promote Rast to line 2 and play Ray instead of trying out Boldy. It's almost like we're trying to lose. We know all about that, my friend. Ashley Jones says, I'm cheering for the Wild, but I have to switch to Vegas because I want Colorado taken out. I'm with you there. He said, you mean the Tarasenko show? Yeah, man, that was apparently Kaprizov's been fighting injury since we played the 2 games against the Blues. Thoughts on that?
Yeah.
That's coaching. That's where coaching comes in. If he had an injury like that and it was slowing him down, and well, again, here's the thing that created that. The lock-in. They were locked in third. They weren't going anywhere else. Well, they could have, but for the most part, they were locked in. I think that they should have played that a little bit differently and really had fought for that place. But now it's hindsight's 2020. But apparently they were happy with third, right? And that's what it looked like. VDAR, Ian Ullman, the Kaprizov, Rask, Zuccarello line was really, really good during the season. To be honest, Hartman isn't really a center. I don't agree playing Rao over Boldy is dumb. Oh, okay. Hey, VDAR, let's not, I mean, just make sure you're not calling him dumb. Okay. No name calling. That's what we want. It's just we aren't even trying to make an attempt to adjusting. Tell me about that. We're just throwing out the same lines that haven't worked for 3 games. Mind-boggling. No, it's not. You're trying to do your best Blues imitation. But they did put Bergestad back in, though. The first goal was gorgeous. I'm happy to see it live. Yeah, but Rask and Parise are both in. They cannot keep up. They have heart, just can't skate with Vegas. You know, Vegas, that's the one thing that makes this Vegas-Colorado thing is they're both so fast. They're both so fast. And when speed cancels out speed, oh, my goodness. You're going to have a neutral zone battle like you haven't seen in years with speed like that. Mm-hmm. Having Raskin, I don't hate. Parise, I'm A. Okay. Surprise, surprise. Russ Smith, another call. Pens versus Isles game. You don't want to get me started on that. We're not going to go there. You don't understand. Rask is not good. Okay. They were talking about Kaprizov and Rask in that. And I guess Kaprizov is out tonight, more than likely.
Is he out? Oh, wow.
But when I don't know. Sounds like he's out. When you can't skate fast enough against a team like Vegas, you become a liability. This has been the story for game. Yeah. So they're talking about that. We lost game 2, but I thought we played pretty well. Well, you know what? And this is something that Brock will tell you. Absolutely. Doesn't matter how well you play if you don't win it on the scoreboard. All right. He's yelled at me enough about that. So
moral victories. Moral victories.
Moral victories. Yeah. You don't like that. And then E. Guido says, but do realize that you're liking the old ways because of hatred. You just wanted to promote hatred. Just because you do not have hatred doesn't mean anybody no, that's not hatred. Rivalries aren't always hatred, right? And good rivalries. The Chicago, I don't hate the Chicago Blackhawks, right? I have, we had Windy here, right? If I hated the Blackhawks, I would never have Windy on. I'd never talk to. I don't hate the Blackhawks.
We would grill them. If you had them on,
yeah. We don't do that.
Yeah, no.
No. I guess Kaprizov's still starting. Okay. So what I'm saying, what a rivalry is to me is intensity. When you have a game like that, you get up more. You're more intense. The intensity is there. Penguins Isles going to OT. Oh my goodness. Hey everybody, this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and you're watching the Blue Note. Wow. You're watching the hockey fan, or I can't even say it right. The hockey fan show on YouTube and Twitter. Sorry about Facebook. I'll have to get that fixed here in a little bit. We'll take care of it for you. Brought to you today by, I don't know, by whoever you want it to be brought to you today. I'm Guy, and this is Brock.
Mike Zook
and we're just talking some hockey.
Mike Zook Enterprises.
Mike Zook Enterprises. There we go. We'll let Mike do it. And we can't forget Rinkside Media.
Yeah, thank you. New sponsor we got going on there. So
and then he goes, E. Guido says, just because you don't doesn't mean everybody else doesn't. And that's a fair point. I'll take that. Ian says, I believe Kaprizov injury stuff came from Wild insider Michael Russo. Saw it today while watching the Score North radio show. Okay. Well, there's a lot coming out. Once these teams get knocked out, you start finding out about injuries that nobody knew about.
I'm interested to hear what's going on with the Blues. I'm sure there's a lot more going on with the Blues. Like Bortuzzo, his orbital bone got crushed. Yeah,
right. Yeah, that. Okay, see that right there. That's why. This is where I say the transparency of the dopes has to come out. Mm-hmm. How can the dopes sit there and say that a elbow that broke a guy's skull, right? The orbital bone, that's part of your skull, correct? Mm-hmm. Broke a guy's skull. This is the hardest bone in your body, correct? I mean, I did a little bit of biology. This right here is supposed to be the hardest bone in your body. And it's the only one that has fluid in it, around it, to protect it, to give it some, cushion. Mm-hmm. Think about this. What does it take to break your skull? I've been hit in the head by all kinds of things and have never broken my skull. Mm-hmm. To get hit with an elbow with such force that it breaks your skull?
Wow.
Think about that, right? How many times, I can't tell you how many times I've walked into a valve stem, right? I'll tell you what, on a ship, we had a ladder in the engine room that went from the kind of like our main deck, the flat that we were on all the time down to the lower level. So my operational flat to where I operated from, where I controlled it, to the monitor flat, to where he actually went down and did that stuff, right? Where during a drill one day, I turned the corner and I went down these steps, and I absolutely forgot about this big old valve that we had hanging down there, and it hung. Now most guys went right under it, right under it. No, femur is the strongest bone in the body. Okay, I'm wrong. Okay, at least got it. Whose skull got broken? Bortuzzo's broke his orbital bone. So going down this ladder, didn't think about it. I went down this ladder, and right here, whack, feet up. Now I'm going down, right? Feet up. I come down on my back on the ladder, bounce off the ladder, and go face first into the steel diamond. You know the toolboxes on the trucks that got the little diamonds in them, right?
Yeah.
That's what our deck plates are made of. Right into it, right? I'm dazed. I don't know what happened. They're calling Doc. They're looking at me. I have no blood. No blood whatsoever. And I whacked that thing. They ended up putting rubber around that because of me, But I'm 6'2". I was one of the tallest guys in the engine room. You just cut that just right. And when you're doing a drill, your brain shuts off. All you think about is your actions.
Yeah.
Right? What my actions are. And I did not think about that valve at all. I mean, to this day, I can remember hitting the ladder, right? And we had this non-skid on the ladder, and just feeling that eat into me. And then all of a sudden my body just doing like this, right? Yeah, it was so as bad as it looked. I could hear fuckers laughing. That's the military for you. And pardon my language. I get one of these. I'll give myself one of these. But that was a timely one. That was a timely F-bomb. That was, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's times for them. There's not.
Hey, I want to jump into something.
Okay, go.
Okay, now it's gonna be hockey related.
Okay,
this is a hockey show.
Yeah.
So let's just our team's out of it. Who do you call him? Hey, that's my buddy Tim. My buddy Tim Gillard.
Hey, Tim, how you doing, sir? Welcome. I think the first time I've seen him. Welcome to the Blue Note Fan Report. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and this is Brock Banner from the STLFanReport.com, and we're talking hockey. Don't forget, go to STLFanReport.com, get your picks in. Man, you ain't got a lot of time left. Get them picks in. I think I got like 25, 26 people in so far.
Yep. So who are you? Who do you got in the Stanley Cup? Let's call it, man. What do you got?
Right now, I won't call the cup, but I'll call the divisional finals, right?
Okay.
The four finals. Who I think is going to come out. I got Toronto coming out of that one. I just think that they're just too good, right? I know Montreal's putting up a fight, but Matthews is playing outstanding hockey right now. Mm-hmm. So at that point, I got to give that. In the East, now that one's tricky. I do like the Hurricanes. I do think the Hurricanes are going to win that one. I'm not a big. I'll be honest. I still think the Islanders are going to get that win today in OT and really push this. I really see that. In the Central, to me, that's Tampa. I don't see Tampa. Getting that Florida matchup right off the bat, mm-hmm. Right? Actually, wait a minute. The Hurricanes are in the same as Tampa. So, no, I got that wrong. In the East, it's
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh and Boston. So, no, I think Boston. Boston in the East. I think the Hurricanes in Toronto, or Hurricanes in Tampa Bay is a toss-up. I think Tampa Bay's experience is just enough.
Mhm.
But the Hurricanes and a lot of those guys just 2 years ago went to the conference finals in
But
19.
Did you hear the whole thing about the Bolts, that they kind of kept Nikita Kucherov a little bit on ice all year, and then as soon as the playoffs opened, he rocked and rolled, man. So
there's some speculation. I mean, that he wasn't injured, that they circumvented the salary cap by saying he had an injury and putting him on LTIR. However, he did have surgery. Since he had surgery, I can say, okay, he had a legitimate reason to not be playing.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they may have held him out all the way to the playoffs, that's the point I have a little bit of an issue with. And if you remember the playoff preview, they got brought up. The guy we had for the Central brought that up. I forget who that was. The Detroit guy.
Oh, Cal Knopp.
Yeah, Knopp. Yeah. He brought that up. And then in the West, Vegas and Colorado. I want Vegas to win that. I am not fans of Colorado, and I never will be a fan of Colorado.
Yeah, me either.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, and you wrote in your article about, you know, just feeling like they didn't win it fair and square, right?
Mm-hmm.
That the way they played, the things that happened in that series, just didn't feel like, you know, they just went out. They were going to win at all costs.
My grandma, God rest her soul, used to say, never celebrate ill-gotten gains. You've heard that before, right? Like if you get something by
all the time,
crook, that's not something to celebrate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you got it, great, but don't be proud of it. And I kind of agree with that. I was like, okay, you guys got us. That's fine. Don't be proud of it. I think Vegas is going to take them to the woodshed. I do.
I don't know if it's going to be the woodshed, but it's going to go. It's going to go 6 or 7. It's going to go 6 or 7 because I say,
just want to let people know. Toronto and Montreal. Montreal's got empty net 2-1 with about 13 seconds left. They're pressuring, so that's a great game.
Yeah, they're beating the crap out of each other right now. So Toronto's going to take. It's over. It's over.
They got it 2-1 now. 2-1 series.
Yep, 2-1. And well, I mean, it was going to be 2-1 no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, not for Toronto though. Toronto won the last.
So that one's 2-1.
Hey, we were talking about this. So I think one of the teams that nobody's given any credit to, that they're freaking good, is the Winnipeg Jets. I mean, they're up 3-0 on Connor McDavid and those guys.
Yeah, you know what? This just makes me when I see this now, I have said this time after time that I didn't feel like Connor McDavid made everybody around him better.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And apparently this season, everybody's going, oh, he's 105 points in 56 games. Look what he did. He did this. He did that. Where is he? Right? Mm-hmm. Where is he? Remember, wasn't it Vegas and Stone who took out? Well, it wasn't just that. It was. Yeah, it was. But see, there was something else on that, right? Kraken take the cup in 4 over Colorado.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. The Bortuzzo, that's the second time that the Avalanche have hit him hard enough to injure him and get him to miss games, right? Because remember, second game of the season up against the wall. I wrote about that. And then after the Stone, I called the article "Hit a Blue and Get a Thank You," right? Because that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And then in the playoffs, that's what it feels like. It did. Good point on the Jets, though. Thought Oilers would win that. I did too. But I think what's happening with this one more than anything else is, I think the Oilers went into a prevent defense in that last game, and they never recovered from it.
Mm-hmm.
4 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and just goal after goal, and then get into overtime, and they score.
But you know what, though? people forget Paul Stastny. He plays for Winnipeg. He scored winning goals, man. Adam Lowry on the back end. Shifley. They got Connor Hellebuck.
Yeah.
Connor Hellebuck almost took the Blues out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think that, they're a team that a lot of people are sleeping on because they get starstruck by Connor McDavid,
Yeah. It's only because they were sputtering going into the playoffs. Yeah. The Jets were just one of them teams, you just kind of looked at it and didn't think, and you know what, the game that they had to play later into the season, after the quote unquote regular season was over, I thought that would affect them. Apparently it didn't actually, because they played it. Cause actually they played the Oilers. They had to play the Oilers and it was a meaningless game, I think. So that's where I was at on that.
Florida just went up 2-1.
Wow. Nice.
Yep.
What game? What channel is that on? Is that on USA?
I'm watching the stream NHL 66.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's on USA. I got the sports. No, I got NHL Network on now. I think. I don't know. I'm not even sure what network I got. I got such a nice setup here. Well, I'm getting a nice setup. Yeah, I got NHL Network on.
I originally had picked Florida, and I'm not looking so good on that. So I'm going to just assume that they're not going to be able to overcome this 3-1 deficit. The team that I think that a lot of people are sleeping on that have really played well, the Boston Bruins, man.
Yeah.
They got a goalie 2 years removed from the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
They probably could have won that Stanley Cup. Gretzky, they got David Pastrnak, Taylor Hall. I think they're a team that's really, a lot of people are not. They beat the Capitals.
Hull was a piece there. Hull was a good piece there that a lot of people thought wouldn't be, because he hasn't shined anywhere else. He hasn't shined anywhere else because he hasn't had the level of talent around him to shine.
But again, he's at net front presence. That's so important. So many teams need a net front presence guy. The stats need for Winnipeg. He's a net front presence guy. With the Blues, he was to an extent as well. But again, we were really missing that guy this year.
Oh, you know what? You know where our net front presence guy was?
In the press box.
No, on injured reserve.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's true.
Sundqvist.
Yep.
Sonny D. Sonny D was that net front presence. Sonny D would get in front of the net. Sonny D would take that punishment. Sonny D would move things around, Hot take. I have the Bruins coming out of the East. It's possible. Now you got to remember something. Once you get the 4 teams, right? There's no conferences this year. Whoever has the best record will face the team with the lowest record.
Yep.
Right. And then the other 2 will face each other. So right now, it looks like, let's say Carolina, the Knights, Toronto, and let's say Boston, right? Come out. The Knights would take on Boston, I think. Yeah, the Knights would take on Boston.
Wow.
And then the second round would be Toronto and the Hurricanes. Right? That is an interesting setup, right?
Yeah.
Because really, you've got 3 Eastern teams against 1 Western team. Right?
Wow.
And there's nothing you can do about it. But say
what you will about this season. The season that the playoffs have really had people hopping. Yeah,
they've been you know what? And I said this, and you probably remember this. I said at the very beginning that these playoffs were going to be some of the best playoffs that we were going to have. Right? Hurricanes would play Toronto. That's what I thought. Knights would play Boston and Hurricanes would play Toronto. Yeah. Okay. So I had to think about it for a second, but I was pretty sure of it. I said that because of this interdivision, that this was going to be the best playoffs that we've seen in a while. And lo and behold, it's exactly what we're getting. Right? Now, Blues fans might not feel that way, but, is what it is. We didn't come to play. And when you don't come to play, you're going to have to deal with that. We could sit there and blame officiating, but you know what? Every series has had officiating issues. It's not just one. It's every series has had officiating issues. I have not read a synopsis yet that I haven't seen someone say there was an issue with the refs.
Mhm.
Every single synopsis, every single game has had some issue with the refs, some major thing that wasn't called, or some minor thing that got called that should have never been called. So it's going to happen. This reminds me, Lance came up with a wonderful idea, right? He wants to do a end of the season roundtable for the Blues, and then an end of season roundtable for the league, and then an end of what's next roundtable. So 3 roundtables in the next coming months, right? In the next coming. I really like that idea. I want to set that up. I'll probably have Lance get with you and have you kind of work that out.
Okay.
And I say that because you know how much I got going on right now, right?
I got you.
Right.
Cool.
I can barely lift my own eyebrows right now, with everything. And I don't mean that in any way. The Avs are a way better team, and this time they were. Could we have beat them? Maybe. I think we could have taken it 6. Had stuff been called correctly, right? We could have taken it in 6. Because one of the things that I think would have happened, and this is just, hear me out. Let's say the elbow gets called, right? Has a double minor.
Okay.
Double minors really do settle the game down, right? It could have even gone as a major, not a match penalty, but a major, right? I think they should have looked at it as a match. They should have looked at it as a match to begin with, right? And then stepped it down from there. You put your elbow in somebody's face. However, it got missed, never called. If that gets called, I think the tone of that game ramps down a lot. And because the tone ramps down, the fault hit never happens.
Fault should never. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you talked about it a lot. You said that the game got out of hand, and I was kind of like, I think you're kind of just making excuses. But you're right, it did. It got out of hand, and I think a lot of these games around the league are getting out of hand. And like you said, it's like every story, there's something about the officiating, something about a call, something about something that didn't go wrong. So, well, I mean, something's really got to give on this. But hey, I got a hot button topic for you, man.
Okay.
That I want to throw at you.
Okay.
Does Craig Berube celebrate Christmas in St. Louis? Does he survive? Does he survive past Christmas next year?
Ooh. I have to hold off judgment on that. And the reason I say that is because the off season is going to be what tells that, right? Will Schwartz come back for less money, or is he gone? Like I've heard, right? Hoffman, I've been told Hoffman is not coming back. But I'm also wondering. So what happens at the end of the year? You have a meeting with the coach and you have a meeting with the GM, right? You have these end of the year interviews. When they do these interviews, a lot of times these guys that are free agents, they will get told whether or not the team will pursue them, right? So if Hoffman is going to be pursued, this would be the time when he could say, yes, I'd like it, or no, I'm not going to sign here, right? And that's what we don't know. So I'm going to, and Tim Gillard says Berube survives. Tim, that's not as written in stone as you think it is. I'm telling you, it's nowhere near written in stone as you guys think it is. And if you think I'm wrong, go back to the bubble and look at what's happened since the bubble. Look at the issues this team has had since the bubble. Look at the record since the bubble, right? There is too much going on. You look at where they were on March 12th and where they are now. Some disconnect has happened between March 12th and where we are now. And to me, it falls heavily heavily on the coach, right? It's his job. It's his job to correct those. I know you put everything on the players, and I get that.
I do.
I get it. But at some point, when there's a disconnect, it's up to the coach to fix it.
See, I think Berube comes back. I think he learns a lot from this year, and I think he comes back a better coach. I think he's going to have him right back in the mix. He's going to get the players he needs, and I think he's going to be right there.
See, that's why I'm holding off judgment. That statement you just made right there.
Get the players he needs. Yeah,
that's the statement right there. The players that he need, A, may not be available, and B, we may not be able to afford, and C, that style of game may not even work anymore.
That's
because
true.
We're seeing right now. You look at every single one of these series. Yeah, they've got hard hitting, but the team that's winning is fast.
Speed,
fast. This it rolls. It rolls. It goes up and down. It slides back and forth from physical to speed, to physical to speed. When we won the cup, it was here. Now it's shifting, and it's actually probably about here, but it's going to get to speed. If we go physical next year, we're going to be over here when everybody else is over here. I don't know if we can survive that. And you know what? I think that's a fair point. I really do. And you know, I've been told that I'm an absolute idiot and I don't know nothing about hockey. And maybe
by me,
but
I've said that.
But at the same time, I have nailed so much stuff in my article ahead of time.
Yeah, you did.
I nailed the Berube thing. I nailed it. And I got called so much stuff. Off of that, and I nailed it. Hey, guys, we only got a couple minutes left, and you got to know, since we've been on, only one person has signed on to the Pick'em contest. We only got 25. I got like 1, 2, 3 more to put in, I think. I think I got to check Brad Pond. Brad Pond, for some reason, just can't figure it out. And then I have Ian, who's needs help and that. So, but guys, you know, I got a Hawaiian gift package coming. Robert Kolzik, he was on earlier. He'll tell you about that. Yeah. Right. Oh, I also heard something today, and we're going to actually leave this top. We'll mention it, but we'll leave it for tomorrow. We'll let it stew. And I want to see how your brain works on this. Dunn was cleared to play and decided not to.
Really?
He said he felt too woozy to play.
Wow.
Though he was cleared, he passed all the tests. That, I want everybody to think on that. And we'll talk about that. Now, for tomorrow night's show, and maybe you can do this for me because I got some other. I gotta film I got to do this real quick. I want to put out a big thank you and say a goodbye to the Blue Notes podcast. Unfortunately, they've decided to not continue doing the podcast. They're going to do something else. The Blue Notes podcast, last podcast, is this Sunday. They're taping it this week. I'm going to do a final Aloha commentary for that. But I really, want to say thank you to them. The StreamYard that I'm doing now was from them. They turned me on to that. And, we've been very helpful to each other. And I'm going to miss their podcast. I know I'll still have them on. I know that they're going to kind of work into the Crunch Time, that Tom's going to join Crunch Time. And Crunch Time is more not just hockey, but all sports, and kind of like where we're going to start going a little bit. But, hey, guys, just remember, we're going to be doing this every single day of the week except Sunday, right? Maybe a Saturday, Sunday switch every now and then. But for the most part, every day of the week, 8:00 Central Time, depending, if I have problems, I'll try and get the Facebook thing fixed. I'm sure I can get that taken care of today. But, Brock, any last words, buddy?
No, just again, like I said, I've kind of turned the page on the Blues. I'm looking at some good games here, and I like being a free agent. And being able to kind of root for whoever I want. So I like that.
You're wearing a Minnesota Twins shirt.
Well, yeah,
in St.
because
Louis.
a Star Wars shirt.
Oh, well, it was until it had the twin symbol on it.
Well, I like Minnesota.
Oh,
They're good
see,
folks.
this is a story for later. The 87 Cards, when they won that World Series, I was in boot camp.
Okay.
Or when Minnesota won that, I was in boot camp, and I had just started service week. The Minnesota Twins Ball Company came to service week the day after they won the series.
Oh, cool.
I got the stuff I got to do to those guys. I had like 4 of them come, and they ended up letting me have my way.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Hey, everybody, this is Guy.
So,
Yeah.
tomorrow I
Yeah.
might be last.
You might be-
decision, some driving.
Yep. No problem. We'll look around. We might be able to get somebody else on. Hey, the one thing that we really need to do, look for some writers, man. Look for some writers we can start scheduling up. You and me need to get a calendar set up. Maybe
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I looked at
or
Richard's
Wednesday.
stuff today. I just did some edits on the article that Richard's did. So
Which one? The one like
Blues.
yours?
COVID Blues.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it ready for me?
Yeah, it's right for you. Yep.
Okay.
No, wait. Excuse me. It's in Google Drive, so he's got to send it to you.
Oh, he did. He sent it to me for edit.
Yep.
Okay, I'll look at. Hopefully, I can look at it. Okay, guys, this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha, mahalo, and thank you for watching. This is Brock Banner from STLFanReport.com and the Hockey Writers. We love hockey, we love sports, and most of all, we love fans. For the fan, by the fan, and absolutely about the fan. I cannot wait for tomorrow night to talk to you guys all again. This is Guy saying aloha, mahalo, and you got to know that, yes, I'm still bleeding blue with you. Aloha.